Hey, what's the crack? I was going to platinum Uncharted The Lost Legacy, but Naughty Dog forgot to put one in. So I just got simply every other trophy instead. And that wasn't the only thing left out of this game. They also left out Nathan Drake. So this time we're going to play as Chloe. Now they did add in some new things, like taking photographs. Cause when you're being chased by lunatics, why not stop and take a selfie? And another thing they added in was a minigame of lockpicking. And there's also another character they're going to let us pal around with, Nadine from Uncharted 4. The treasures are also back, and picking up our first one gives us the trophy Casual Treasure Hunter. We also pick up our magic MacGuffin for this game, and with the magic MacGuffin in hand we promptly get chased off by the main bad guy, and yet somehow it was worse to run away from them. But it's okay, I do eventually get away and we're on to a new area. And then I came across my first problem in this game, the insanely tough bad guys. I tried shooting at them, that clearly didn't work. I tried stealth, and I don't know how that fella didn't see me, and clearly stealth wasn't the best way to go about this. But I did eventually end up getting the trophy Now You See Me, which was got for getting spotted and then somehow disappearing. Too bad I couldn't get the trophy like this. I mean, he did lose sight of me. I do eventually clear them all out, all for one reason, to get my 5th photo and my trophy, #NoFilter. I then find a trunk that I have to lockpick open, only to find that it has some great weapons like a silenced pistol, and I use that gun down to its last bullet to take out an enemy, which granted me the trophy. Were you counting? And then I'm fairly sure the NPC unlocked that trophy too. But I got back up, cleared them all out, and solved this puzzle. And you know what I got for solving that puzzle? Another puzzle. But that second one did lead me a bit closer to the treasure we're after. And while on my way to the next clue, them bad guys just do not give up, so I brought out the big guns, which was also a golden gun. And since I took out 30 enemies with it, I get the trophy bringing out the big guns. I put the John Rambo moments aside just to pick up some more treasures, like this one, the whole Asian token, which will come in later, and it gives me a trophy token for granted. I also lockpick open my 5th chest looking for stuff and unlocked the trophy 5-finger discount. I then got so much better that I picked 3 locks in under 15 seconds and got the trophy Fingersmith. I then keep on exploring, and I show off my Spider-Man skills by performing 5 grapple swings in a row without touching the ground, all to unlock the trophy Jungle Gym. And that helped me get another token that I needed to get this bracelet. And it's not just a fashion statement, it actually helps throughout the game by making a noise when you're near a treasure. But more importantly, it unlocks the trophy Yes Queen. That is definitely something I can never pull off saying. It does not help me with this next puzzle though, where I have to make it across without this big statue swinging down its axe and taking my head off. And then I have to do the same thing again and again, and it gets tougher each time. But if I make it to the end without getting knocked off once, I get a trophy, Flawless Gauntlet. And yeah, I definitely made it through that without looking up a guide. And doing that gauntlet led me to my next clue, because it's not enough just to dodge an axe, you also have to form one. I then go on to solve my 3rd puzzle, and it finally leads to a new place. And this turns out to be the place where I get my 35th treasure and my trophy Hardcore Treasure Hunter. I then go on to find yet another puzzle in my way, but I do solve it in less than 10 moves, and because of that it unlocks the trophy Shadow Theater. Imagine living here and you have to solve this every time you come back from getting like milk or bread. Everything then goes to shit, but not to worry, Chloe and Nadine make it out in one piece, and things go from bad to worse because Nadine decides to take the truck and run away, but Chloe doesn't want the friendship to end, so she chases after her, and also cause she took the car. By the time we catch up to her, the car is totaled and she's being chased down by this thing, and whoever's driving it is insane, and I clearly don't have the firepower to take this thing on. So I go find one of them block crates and open it with a load of enemies around, unlocking the trophy I Was Never Here. And luckily enough, it had a rocket launcher in it. It'd be very awkward if it was just a note saying good luck. I don't even use the rocket launcher, I end up using C4. But I take it down and Nadine and Chloe become friends once again and continue on their journey. They even have some very meaningful conversations. They even get some great pictures together. All fun and games till that mirror falls and breaks. And of course, like clockwork, the bad guys show up and all hell breaks loose, including Nadine running through an explosive. And even with that, we still get captured. But not to worry, we get loose, and we also have a new acquaintance, Sam. So at least we have one Drake brother, and you'd think that he would be some help in the fights, but he is absolutely not. Come on man, do something. Mind you, it's not like Nadine is any better, but she does help me get a trophy here. By listening to the last conversation, I got the trophy Getting to Know You. And a few moments later, I also took the last photo in this game, unlocking the trophy picks or it didn't happen. And in pretty much the same area, I found something really weird and yet familiar. It was a treasure skull, but also doubled as one of those fortune 8 balls. So I shook it and asked it a question, and it gave me the trophy, Shake for Your Future. And the question I asked was, will people subscribe? And check out the answer. I should have asked it, would the next part be a pain in the arse? Because I would have said yes, and it definitely would have been right, because it took so long to bring down this helicopter. And once again, I didn't have equipment to take this down, so I had to go open some chests. And when I opened my last one, it gave me the trophy, Picks or It Didn't Happen. And with the stuff I got from that chest, I decided to hitch a ride in the helicopter and take it down from the inside. And it wasn't enough to take down a tank and a helicopter. Now we have to stop a train from detonating. And of course, I have to chase it down. Can't make things too easy for me now, can we? But it doesn't take long for me to catch up. And somehow I find my last treasure on the side of this train, granting me the trophy, Collector of Antiquities. But how did that not blow off the train? I bail off the train because there's no way to stop it. But Nadine stays on, so guess what we have to do? Chase after her in a car. And of course, there's no end to these bad guys following me. But I do get the chance to ram 10 of them off this dirt path, getting me the trophy, Combat Racer. It still counts even if they hit me and knock themselves off the road. And as it turns out, there is no way to get on this train without pulling one of the classic moves. It's one of my favorites. And after that, I rescue Nadine, take out the bad guy, and Sam shows up for us to call it a day, which meant the credits could roll, which look class, and it also unlocks 2 trophies. Progression Demands Sacrifice, and the second trophy was for completing the game on the hardest difficulty, and it was called Legacy Found. Now normally, after you finish an Uncharted game, you have to do the speedrun, but this time they changed it out for something a bit different. This time, you have to make it to chapter 5 without using a firearm or an explosive. Now luckily, you can still throw hands with people. You can also show off your stealth skills. And if you take down 15 enemies in a row, you get the trophy, Just the Wind. And just like in every horror film, it's never the wind. That joke was so bad that I think Nadine got pissed off and wouldn't let me go any further. But she still couldn't stop me from getting to chapter 5 and getting the trophy, The Way of the Warrior. And I don't always need to sneak up or throw hands with people or use weapons. I can use the car. And I defeated 4 enemies with the vehicle in 20 seconds, getting the trophy 4x4x4. And I'm not done with the vehicle yet. I also used it to run over someone, then I used a long gun, hit someone, and threw a grenade in 20 seconds, in that order, to get the trophy, Make an Entrance. Imagine being a bad guy and you see her doing all this random shit. Now, I can also use the car to drive, which I have to do for the next trophy. I have to get from this spot to this spot and back in 3 minutes. And this was tougher than it had any right to be because of that rocker right there. But after many hair pullings later, I finally got the trophy, Best in the Business. And I'm still using the car for this next trophy where you have to get 3 minutes of airtime. So I just decided to keep dropping the car over and over again until Stunt It popped. And I know the suspension of the car is probably done in after all that dropping, but it was nowhere near as bad as yeeting it off the side of a cliff, all to unlock the trophy, Let's Not Get Caught. Now, if I lose my car, it's only fair that they lose theirs, and I'll take it by force. And once I had it done enough times, I unlocked the trophy, Backseat Driver. But I also wanted to make sure that no one else had a Jeep like me. So I decided to do the extreme and blow up one of their cars with a grenade, getting the trophy, Here Catch. But that wasn't enough to get them all to stop, so I used every weapon in the game to get rid of them and acquire the trophy, If You Want Peace, Prepare for War. I 100% cannot say that in Latin. And now it's time to prove that I can do more than toss grenades. I could be pretty suave, where I defeated 5 enemies in a row with a silenced pistol and didn't get detected, unlocking the trophy, Chloe Fraser. Not as sneaky this time, but still using that silenced pistol to get 10 headshots in a row to unlock the trophy, 10 up, 10 down. And I did try to be sneaky to get this next trophy, where I have to take down 10 armored enemies by first taking off their helmets and without being detected. And once you have all that done, you get Tip of the Hat. And yes, I did get spotted, but I didn't get spotted while getting this next trophy, because it is very important you don't, because you have to sneak through the Trident Fort, reaching the door without being seen. Once you reach the door, you unlock the trophy, Quiet as a Mouse. And for some reason, I forgot tagging enemies was a thing in this game up until now, and tagged 30 enemies to unlock the trophy, On the Grind. Then I went on to defeat 5 enemies by letting them take damage from a handgun, a long gun, and melee, until I got the trophy, the Sampler. And I'm not done unaliving enemies yet, because then I had to defeat 20 enemies just firing from the hip. And once that's done, it unlocks the trophy, Itchy Trigger Finger. And then it was time to do the same thing again, except this time I'll do it from cover, and unlock the trophy, Stay and Pray. And somehow I'm still taking out enemies, but it probably won't be be for much longer after I get the trophy for defeating 4 enemies with 1 C4, C4. And if they don't leave because of that one, they might leave because of this one. Defeating 20 enemies with the C4, getting Royal Demolitionist. And if that wasn't enough, I also used 3 C4s to get rid of their tank jeep thing and unlock the trophy, Overkill. And then I had to go and take down the helicopter once again. But this time, I wasn't allowed to feed any enemies along the way. So I fire off a couple of shots, then climbed up into it, have a little bit of a tussle with your man, bring the helicopter down, and get the trophy right under your nose. And then it was time for a bit of girl power. And what I mean by that is Chloe and Nadine showing off their strengths and taking down people together. Doing this 10 times unlocks the trophy, Wing Woman. And it was also a good time to bring out the wrestling moves apparently. Now it's time to have a bit of fun. Starting with this one, where you do cannonball into the water to unlock the trophy, Cannonball. Or how about where you do some swimming and you unlock the trophy, Marco Polo. And then I went from the waters to the sky, climbing to the very tippy top of a tower, just so I could be given the trophy, your prize. And I'm not done with the death-defying stunts just yet, because I go back to the start of the game, where I use all the zip lines to traverse the city and unlock the trophy, Drop Me a Line. I don't know how I missed that trophy the first time I played it, but either way, it's still unlocked. The trophy, don't ruin the moment. And for the difficulty of this game, it's going to be fairly low. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10. There's no particularly hard trophy in this game, so it should be absolutely fine. The most I found challenging was that car one. And speaking of hard, it is finally time to award the hardest B trophy. And of course, I'm sure you guessed it, it's going to go to the best driver in the business. All because of that stupid rock that is somehow higher than it should be. I swear I had to restart at least 4 times because of it. So this is the end of the video, guys. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like. Hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Even if I don't, stay deadly and goodbye.